Good afternoon, and welcome to the Monday, May 6, 2024 Board of Health meeting for the Town of East Bridgewater. We have no appointments or hearings scheduled today, so we'll jump right into action items. First off, we have an invoice for Crystal Rock in the amount of $37.03 for water on the second floor. I will entertain a motion to pay the invoice.
I'll make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I guess I'll second and vote for the invoice. Next, we have the minutes for the March 22nd, 2024 meeting. Did you get a chance to review those?
I did.
All right. I will make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Second that motion.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have disposal system construction permits. We've got two new construction.
Yep.
And that's it for permits. So we've got Lot 3 Southridge Drive and 0 Autumn Way.
Okay, the ones above are repairs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We have a local upgrade for 243 Whitman Street, East Bridgewater, from Grady Consultant, to allow the use of a sieve in lieu of a perk test, because groundwater was too high, and also 15.4051J, reduction of the requirement of a 12-inch separation between the inlet and the outlet tees in high groundwater.
Any issues
No.
other than those?
That's the house that was burned,
Oh,
Whitman Street.
okay. And then the other one is 259 West Street.
West Street, from Outback Engineering, they're requesting a variance, a reduction in the minimum separation to groundwater from 4 feet to 3 feet. This will allow for the construction of a new leaching area in the backyard and would not raise the grade so high that it would impact either on their neighbors on either side.
Gotcha.
So those are the two.
All right. Any other issues on those?
Nope.
All right. I will entertain a motion to accept the, do we do the upgrades and the new construction as one? I can't remember.
You'll do the local upgrades first, and then you're gonna go to the new construction.
And the new construction?
Yes, so separate motions.
So I'll entertain a motion to accept the upgrades as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept them.
All right, I will second. Any discussion?
None?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, new construction, Lot 3 Southbridge Drive, that's off of Northbridge and Captain's Way up on that side of town, northwest side of town. That's a new lot up there. 0 Autumn Way, he did not meet the code, so he's gonna resubmit next time.
Okay, so we're gonna skip him.
He, everything was submitted on a 1 to 40 foot scale. 1 inch equals 40 feet, and code requires that you have a 1 equals 20 feet. If you get it too big, by the time you get 3 or 4 feet out, it's like way off scale.
So you're only voting on the first,
Right, Lot 3 Southbridge.
right?
All right. Okay, so I will entertain a motion to accept the new construction permit for just the Lot 3 Southridge Drive.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
All right, I will second. Any discussion?
None?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Next, we've got one installer license, a renewal for Moore Brothers, Inc.
Yes, his application is complete, ready for approval.
Okay. I will make a motion to accept the renewal license.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
We've got no food service establishments, no hauler permits, no betterment loans, and we've got one well approval.
Yeah, and I think you have the packet, this is kind of a new thing
This is what you have.
for us.
Yep.
So, this is 132 Old Plymouth Street, do you remember it? We did the septic about a month ago. You wanna see the plans, I brought the plans down for you. So, once you do the plans and.
The small lot, this was the,
Yes, right. You approved the location of it at the last meeting, same time you did the septic. and then they have to do, install the well, and then take water analysis. So this is installing the well and doing both what they call a drawdown or a yield test. Basically, what you do is you pump it for 4 to 8 hours and see how much it drops and where the top of the water is. And you have to make sure that it has an adequate yield to be able to support, in this case, 220 gallons per day. This one pumps out at 15 gallons per minute. It's about 1,000 gallons per hour, so very much adequate. They come back the next day and they measure it to see where the top of the water is, and it came right back up. So they have an adequate yield for a 2-bedroom. The other part is what kind of water is it? The analysis. So I think behind it, it says what it has in it. And it's very typical of this area. For this one, you have date collected and then you have time collected. It has units, recommended limits, and analysis results. So the ones that are higher than recommended, the pH is 6.25, which is pretty common for our area. We have very corrosive, acidic type water. Therefore, any kind of ions are going to be higher. So your total ion is 11.7, and 3 is recommended. Magnesium is 1.59, 0.0 is 0.3 is recommended. And turbidity, which means how turbid it is, how cloudy it is, which the lower, more acidic, the more cloudy the water can get, is 47, and 5 is recommended. So in something like this, I would probably recommend they put a filter on it. And it's going to filter out the iron, the magnesium, and take care of the turbidity. So you won't get brown water going into your whites when you wash, you know, that kind of thing. So that's the only recommendation I would have, is you put some kind of a filter on the water. They did do volatile organic compounds, and it came out with none detected. They didn't do PFAS, which, that's so new. It's not usually in the panel. The only other thing you could decide is whether or not you wanted this repeated in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. You don't have to. We right now don't have a requirement to retest water for wells, for private drinking water wells. Might be something you want to think of in the filter, or, and also on this one, next door, 20 feet away, is another person's well. They don't interfere with each other. That's why the yield was important. In other words, if A is drawing water, tons of bass, whatever, B's not being affected, which when they're that close, it could be. So we're good on that. And the neighbor was notified that he was doing this. So I recommend approval. My recommendation to the client would be, you probably want a filter on that, like a salt filter or any other, you know, common filter.
Is that something that we would normally?
So I said I would recommend it to them. Because with the pH like that, which is what East Bridgewater is, they filter it at the plant for us on town water. If you're gonna have well water, you probably should have some kind of a salt filter or thing on it. And you gotta change it like every 6 months. A lot of our coffee shops have them, have filters. Because that would really make the coffee dark and make it very, very acidic, because the water's acidic. So it's not uncommon to have filters. I would just say a recommendation at this point.
I think that makes sense. I guess I would make a motion to accept with the recommendation that they install a filter.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
All right, any discussion? All right, I will second the motion then. All in favor?
Aye?
Aye. And that is it for our action items. I've got health agent update.
Hey, I was on vacation last week, so it's like 4 days that I was here from our last meeting, so that's why it's a little bit, but not bad. I did a site assessment at 42 Browns Lane, just to let you know. You have plans submitted for Lot 5 South. Ridge Drive is new. 245 Whitman, 259 West Street, 5 Elijah Latham Way, and 340 Pond Street. Those two I approved under the recommendation of the board that if they didn't need variances, I could go ahead and sign them. The other two you did. Under construction, 1517 Daisy Lane, 112 Cedar Street. Repairs 755 Crescent Street and 1993 Washington Street. Food inspections, I did one complaint investigation. Ocean State Job Lot was closed by their decision. They had a huge load of birdseed come in, and a huge load of mice came in with it. I mean, we're talking 100 plus. So I ran around and because mice will go to any restaurant around, I checked Old Country Pizzeria, Dang's, Domino's, East Bridgewater Liquors, Anytime Fitness, East Bridgewater Cinema, and Subway to make sure that the mice didn't go anywhere else, and they hadn't. And they all have their pest control on notice, so if they notice anything, they'll be right in there. I was out there today, they're still not open, and I haven't heard from them or checked in with them at this point, but I will do that tonight or tomorrow. Housing inspections, 91 Whitman Street. We have follow-up. He is now saying he wants screens in. I know he had screens in November, so somebody took them out. So we're working on that with him and the landlord. I have a follow-up inspection on Wednesday. While I was gone, there was an emergency call for support from East Bridgewater Fire. No action was needed since the patient was transported for medical care, and she'll be housed elsewhere until her property's taken care of. And Old Colony Elderly Services is in with her. If there's no one in the house, there's no reason for board action because it's not habitable or being inhabited at this point in time. So we will monitor that if we need to. Beavers have been removed from Whitman Town Line down to the Lewis property. It was done by a private company at the request of a Whitman resident, and he paid for it. So I don't have any more information on that. Private person in another town. We have no date for the dam removal. Bridge Street landfill, no new action. It's going on track as it should. Emerging public health concerns. Just keep my eyes on this because we have camps coming in, and we're getting different people in from out of town. Germ, measles, and chickenpox are detected in Massachusetts. We don't have any cases right now, so we will be watching that throughout the summer. 2 unrelated salmonella cases have been reported investigated. One has a link to animals directly. She has animals on her property. And the other one is linked to Trader Joe's lettuce recall. The genetic species is the same as the one that was detected in Trader Joe's salmonella. H1N1, that, just a reminder that that's probably gonna start heating up. And the concern on that one is with our free-range chickens and the link there. So just to let you know that that's kind of where it stands right now, so that comes up. We have the salt fair at the COA coming up in June 9th, and I forgot to put.
The rabies clinic
Thank you.
is coming, we have that scheduled for June 10th. So the flyers, it's up on our website if anyone's looking for information. And we also have flyers around Town Hall.
PFABs, the public hearing is scheduled for May 20th. And the other note is just that I was on vacation and I'll be taking periodic days in June, as I think Sandra will be too. Because we can't carry them over.
How was vacation?
Awesome. It was awesome. If your kids are a little older, I'd probably say you need to do this. But it was awesome. Thank you.
Good to know. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, I think we're good to go. I will entertain a motion to close the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, I will second the motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that will close our meeting for May 6th. Our next meeting is the 20th.
Is the 20th.
Next meeting will be May 20th, 2024. We'll also have the PFAS hearing.
Yes.
That meeting?
The legal
Is that
notice
correct?
going out, that will be in the paper and
Okay.
on the website.
All right, sounds good.